with Chris. Today we have something really exciting for you. I know this is a fan favorite for all you guys that come to the brewery regularly, and this is some really good comfort food. Today we're making Farmer's Daughter mac and cheese. Okay, let's get started. Here I am back in our kitchen at the Lakeside Brewery. As I said, today I'm making Farmer's Daughter mac and cheese. It's amazing comfort food. Why not treat yourselves while we're in isolation? Today I'm drinking a Class 5 IPA. It's a really great English IPA that is actually won a gold medal in the Ontario Brewing Awards last year, and so did Farmer's Daughter. So 2 gold medal winning beers featuring today. How cool is that? Cheers everyone, and let's get started. So the first step in this recipe is to make what's called a roux. Very simply done, and that's made by combining both butter and flour in a pan. So let's turn around and get that going. Okay, now that I've spun around, I'm going to turn my pan to a medium heat. We're going to add in our butter and our flour. So important step here is you really want to let the butter melt before combining the flour. So you don't want the butter to brown too much. So if you feel that it's going to brown, just turn the heat down a little bit. We don't need to get too aggressive with it. We're just trying to melt it so that we can combine the flour. I've got my whisk handy. Just give that a little help. Okay, now that the butter is melted, I'm gonna add in the flour. Okay, and start giving that a stir. So this is the first step in making the roux, and you can see it really combining here. We just want to heat this gently until it turns a little bit brown. Okay, so we can turn that heat down. A little bit earlier, I roasted off some garlic, just 10 minutes in the oven at about 375 to turn this garlic nice and brown. And I'm just going to mince that. So in order to mince it very simply, I'm going to put it under the knife, squash it down. Okay, that's turned into a bit of a mush now, and then we're just going to slice it to make it a little bit finer. Now that we have this roasted garlic nice and minced, we're going to add that and the salt and pepper to the roux. Now that the roux has been bubbling away and thickening, we're going to add that roasted garlic minced and the salt and pepper. We're going to give that a bit of a stir and keep cooking it on this medium heat for about 3 to 4 minutes. Looking at my roux, you'll notice it's still a little bit thin, and we really want it to get a bit thicker than that, more of a paste. So I've got another 1/4 cup of flour here. I'm going to add that in. We're going to keep the heat on medium and stir that in, and we should really start to see that butter and flour mixture thicken up, and yeah, that's having an immediate effect there, which looks way better. So the adjusted quantities will be in the recipe online. Once the roux has really thickened up, it's time to add the milk, the cream, and the beer. This is my milk and cream mixed together here, so I'm going to pour that in. We'll hear a little sizzle, and the aim is that this turns into a nice thick creamy sauce. So I've added the milk and cream. I'm just stirring it in to make sure nothing's stuck to the bottom. As we know, this is a Farmer's Daughter mac and cheese, so I'm just going to measure 3/4 of a cup of Farmer's Daughter and add that in. So now I've added the milk, the cream, and the Farmer's Daughter to the roux. which also has the roasted garlic and the salt and pepper. And now I'm going to keep stirring over this medium heat with my whisk, and I'm going to heat it up. And what you should notice is the sauce really starting to thicken. Great smell, and holy hops! I can smell that farmer's daughter coming through. I can smell the roasted garlic. This is gonna be good. Who doesn't love mac and cheese while we're in isolation? Take a look here as I stir. You can see that sauce really starting to thicken up. That's exactly what we're looking for. Taking it off the heat so I can grate my cheese. So here I am grating my Parmesan cheese. I need 1 cup of Parmesan and 3 cups of aged cheddar. This really is something you can change though. You can, if you want it super cheesy, you can do more. If you don't want it too cheesy, you can do less. So the cheese is grated. I'm gonna bring my roux back on the heat and mix in some of that delicious cheese. Parmesan. And the old cheddar that I grated earlier. Well, Sarah did. The cheese is added. You want to stir that in and fold it into the roux. And get that really to melt in. Give it a really great mix with this whisk. I've still got it on a medium heat. You can see it's still getting a little bit thicker as we go. The cheese is doing that, and so is the roux. And once it's all mixed in, we're almost done. The cheese sauce is pretty much made at this point. All that's left is to add the pasta. So I've pre-cooked some pasta just in salted boiling water. Cook it till it's al dente, still has a little bit of firmness to it because we are going to be cooking it a little bit more. And then this is really up to you as to the ratio of pasta to cheese sauce. We're looking for, you know, something that's gooey and delicious, not too runny, but you don't want to be just eating pasta either. So, you know, leave the quantity up to you. It's better to cook more and discard some rather than not have enough. So I've got a few bowls of pasta here. I'm using macaroni. You obviously can use whatever you like, but I'm a traditionalist, I'm authentic. Some will laugh at that and say, no, you're not. I've mixed in my pasta. I've got an amazing gooey, cheesy sauce going on. I've turned my heat down to low. I don't want it to burn. If you take a look here, I would say it's still a little bit heavy on the sauce, not quite enough pasta. So I'm gonna add a little bit more pasta, maybe half a bowl, just to thicken that up just a little bit. And then I'm sure you'll agree that's going to mix in really well. The pasta's all mixed in. It's a really nice gooey consistency. That's exactly how I like it. But you could put more, you could put less, but I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to turn off my heat here. Before we get to the next step of finishing the pasta sauce, what is really important is to taste your work. So I'm gonna dip in, do some quality control, check it's great, and check I'm happy. The smell's amazing. And holy hops, that's good. Okay, that's exactly how I like it. Time to put it in a bowl, add a nice crispy coating, and get that in the oven to finish it off. So I'm just gonna spoon it into my bowl here. Might have been a bit easier to pick a bigger spoon, but we can make this work. I don't pretend I'm a professional. And I am super excited to eat this farmer's daughter mac and cheese. So we get a nice heaping portion in the bowl here. little bit extra never hurt anyone. So here it is, looking fantastic, but it's not done yet. To add that nice crispy coating that so many of you love for our mac and cheese here at the brewery, the first thing to add is some breadcrumbs. So I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. This is a panko style breadcrumb, easily to find in the grocery stores. I like a really nice crispy coating. Cover the top there in breadcrumbs, and then we just want to add a little glaze of oil. Now, we're in the commercial kitchen, we've got a spray can of oil. You could just finely drizzle on some olive oil or whatever oil is your favorite. So I'll just give this a spray. Not too much, just enough to make it go golden brown. In the oven, 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes or until it's golden brown. There we have it. I have just pulled our Farmer's Daughter mac and cheese out of the oven, and it is looking delicious. Take a look at this. Okay guys, so here we are, Farmer's Daughter mac and cheese out of the oven, cooling down. I've got my Class 5 IPA here. I'm ready to tuck in. Look at this. The smell of the cheese and the beer inside is just amazing. It's still steaming and very warm, so I'm ready to chase it with my Class 5. Let's give it a little bit of a blow. I love the crust on top and the crispiness it provides. Smells great. Holy hops, that's good. Well everyone, thanks for watching another video, Cooking with Beer with Chris. That's me, I'm your host. If you like these videos, comment below. Tell me what you want to see me cook, and maybe we'll get that going on episode number 3. Okay, thanks again for watching. Stay safe and cheers.